Hello, A Day with Caleb. We are back, this time doing another movie reviews, and the last review we did had some comments saying you're kind of late on the movie review, but this is not really, maybe we should call it a movie retrospective, because people, I guess, think of movie reviews like right when they come out, you do a movie review. But I like to go back and kind of highlight some of my favorite films, talk about them, share my thoughts with you, the viewer, and kind of dive deeper into the film than maybe the surface level. But let's go and dive into the 2012 Marvel's The Avengers. Marvel's The Avengers are in the UK and Ireland, it's referred to Avengers Assembled, or simply The Avengers. Most of us just call it The Avengers. Is the 2012 ensemble superhero film based on Marvel comic characters, directed by Joss Whedon, who had success with the criminally underrated Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. It was the sixth film of the MCU, a compilation of the six individual films, all leading up to this first ever team up movie of these heroes. And they had mid credit and end credit scenes that kind of told a little more, or kind of created this arc, and all of it culminated in this team up film, The Avengers. The MCU Phase 1 had a plan. They introduced the Avengers in solo films, and this was the payoff that we had all been waiting years and years to see. Production began in 2011 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, then moved to Cleveland, Ohio, and then New York. The film grossed $1 billion in sales and was featured on the 100 greatest films of all time, and I would put that on that list for sure. Three sequels have been released: Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and then ending the Infinity Saga, Avengers Endgame, which was a massive, well, all the Avengers films, massive hits, with two more announced Avengers films. That is Kang Dynasty and the Secret Wars coming out later. We go over the cast. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He appeared in Iron Man 1 and 2. Pushed Whedon for him to be kind of the quote-unquote leader of the team, but also kind of vying for that position is Chris Evans as Captain America. He appeared in the first Avenger Captain America film, coming to grips in the modern day world. Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, who replaced Ed Norton, who was in The Incredible Hulk. They also, before the MCU started, they did the Ang Lee Hulk. And then before that, obviously, the iconic Incredible Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, who appeared in the Thor film previously. He previously worked with Whedon on the Cabin in the Woods movie, a pretty underrated film as well. Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, who had worked with Chris Evans before on Perfect Score. And I think besides Perfect Score, I think they worked on something else together before the Avengers. Comment down below if you know, or am I just going crazy? Maybe it was just Perfect Score. Jeremy Renner played Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, who is an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. who first appeared in Thor, and then obviously more recent, he appeared in his Hawkeye show with the kind of new Hawkeye, if you will. That was a great show too, Hawkeye. Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who is Thor's brother, who appeared in Thor, obviously, before this. His motivation in this film is he wanted to rule and be king. You see him struggle with that in the first Thor movie. He now has a show, Loki. The first season's been out. Season 2 just recently dropped. He was also teamed up with his brother in 2 sequels of Thor. Thor the Dark World, and of course Thor Ragnarok, and he did appear in Avengers Endgame as well. Then Steven Skarsgård as Eric Selvig, Thor's friend, who Loki controls using the Mind Stone. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., who started the Avengers Initiative, and he's been in the kind of behind the scenes, the end credit scenes, along with Robert Downey Jr., kind of setting up the Avengers team. And we do not have time to talk about Secret Invasion. That would take a whole episode in and of itself, but let's just say nobody in that show, especially Nick Fury, was handled well. Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson, a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who has been in the in-credit scenes and movies and shorts. Also, after the Avengers was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they brought him back to life, which I guess kind of dampers the first film, maybe, depending on your opinion, but I don't think it takes away from his death. But I don't know. I do enjoy Clark Gregg, so it was good to see him back in action. Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill, who was good in the role, but like Nick Fury, kind of got shanked in Secret Invasion. Whedon once considered Kobe for his upcoming Wonder Woman film, so that's pretty neat. Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts, who is Tony Stark's kind of voice of reason, and kind of took over Stark Industries too for Tony. Supporting roles: Maxima Nana Hernandez as Jasper Sitwell, Paul Bettany as Jarvis, who of course we met at Dragon Con, so that was good. Alex Denisoff as the other, and Damien Patier as his master Thanos. And we'll talk briefly about the plot. Obviously, it's been out more than a decade now. So but kind of Loki comes to Earth under the leadership of Thanos and gets one of the Infinity Stones, the Mind Stone, wants to take over the world, wants to be king. If he can't be king of Asgard, he wants to be king of Earth. The Avengers stop him, and that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. Before the MCU, though, Marvel had struggled, declaring bankruptcy, sold Spider-Man to Sony, X-Men to Fox, Daredevil to Fox, Fantastic Four to Fox, and Punisher, Blade. With Avi Arad, they had some hits, Blade, X-Men, Spidey, some misses with TV and movies. On the other hand, DC was winning left and right with Superman, Batman, they had shows, movies. Then Batman and Robin kind of shut down all comic book movies for a while. Until, of course, Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man. The MCU started a connected story with all these heroes, and that connection maybe has struggled a bit in Phase 4, but we're hopeful that we can kind of set a course back to what started it all. And I would just watch the Avengers over and over. In my Phase 1 box set, I have Phase 1 and 2. And I have the Avengers Best Buy box set with the light up thing. So cool. But I would have the commentary, just listen to the commentary without listening to the film, just the commentary. So good. And then, of course, keeping the Stan Lee cameo tradition alive that he started in the Incredible Hulk movies, kept alive in all the Marvel films, ending with Endgame, of course. So hope you enjoyed this look at the 2012 Marvel's The Avengers. Such a great film. And what is your opinion on Phase 4 and coming into Phase 5? Have we kind of lost our way? There's not really a connective tissue throughout the phases so far. They're kind of just their own hero doing their own thing, which is fine. But Phase 1 all the way to Phase 3 had a overarching narrative with the Infinity Stones, with Thanos kind of looming in the background as the big bad guy. But let me know your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, share with a movie lover. Until next time, go back and rewatch 2012's The Avengers and keep collecting.